Welcome back, my friends. Welcome back. Scotty coming to you hopefully for the last time from Campus Inn. It's about 6:45 on Tuesday morning, January 12th, I believe. This is it. This is the moment. This is the big episode, honestly. It all kind of led to this moment. I become ready for dispatch on my solar career today at 8 o'clock or sooner if I get done. I'm almost there. I've got one more load to take out to the truck, and I got to check out, and then I'll head back over to the Millennium and kind of wait for my load. And I'm sorry about the camera angles. I'm holding it because my tripod's packed away, and my arm gets tired. This new phone is kind of heavy. But my fleet manager said he's got a load. Looks like it's going to Wisconsin, which is a good drive. I've done that before. Real pretty up there. We went to Green Bay during TNT, so I think that's a good first load for me. So looking forward to that. I don't know when that'll be available, but sometime today, and I'll be heading out. I think I only looked at my phone GPS, which is car. It's about a 10-hour drive by car, so it'll be a little longer by truck. I'll be hooking up the Rand McNally and checking that out in a little bit. But yeah, for those of you, just a very, very quick summary for those of you that are new and haven't watched my earlier videos. And if you want more detail, please go back to the first few videos. I kind of explained why I made this switch, but I come from white collar desk job, pretty high up desk job in the mental health field. I worked for a community services board. My last job was director of quality assurance, which was on the leadership team of a fairly large agency. And to make it very quick and brief, burned out completely. Super high stress that just never waned. You always had the project around the corner you were worried about, and that was over Christmas break, that was weekends, holidays, everything. It just never went away. On top of that, my family just wasn't in the financial situation that we needed to be in. I made good money. My wife made pretty good money, but in this day and age, everything is more expensive than it was when I was growing up. Cable television, your phone. Oh my gosh, my phone bills were like $18 a month. Now they're $250 with internet. With Verizon and things like that, and paying for these ridiculous phones. Everything is exponentially more expensive because of technology. You're paying for all that great technology. So. But we make mistakes along the way. We incur some debts that we probably shouldn't, and it just put us in a situation where, as much money as we were making, we were still kind of paycheck to paycheck. We have the house, we have cars, but no savings to speak of, and no fun. You pay your bills, you pay for gas and groceries, and what's left? You might be able to go out to eat once, but we weren't living the kind of life that I wanted to provide for my family. So that's where the whole thing started. I didn't immediately go to looking at trucking. I was looking at lateral moves in the mental health field and saying, why am I doing this? I'm not going to make much more money than I'm making now, if any. It may not even be a lateral or upward move. And I'm unhappy. Why would I think I'd be happier basically doing the same thing somewhere else? So somewhere in there, a little kink in my think happened, and I started floating into trucking, not Prime, but it seems like all positive roads at YouTube end up at Prime. The happiest people I was watching were at Prime, and that's kind of how I ended up here. Last day of work was January 14th. At the other place, I started here. There was a few delays. I started here February 21st. My PSD instructor was Eric Odom, driver lineup, which was very fortunate. It was really neat to get to know him. And fast forward to now, went through TNT, 50,000 miles of it, not by choice, but glad it happened that way. Looking back, I'm glad I got the extra to work. But here I am. It all comes down to this moment. And I'll tell you, if you're coming out here, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I think some YouTubers may do that. They put on the tough exterior, and maybe they are that cool. I don't know. But for me, it's been, get used to the emotion of being super excited and, I'll say, nervous, but that nervous might be code for scared. To be honest, it's a scary job. At least getting to this point, I would say. I've heard, especially from No Hippie, that you know, this is the easiest job ever. And it may be, I can see that, you know, once you learn to, you know, you're comfortable backing, you know, comfortable at shippers and receivers, I could see this getting pretty easy. But the road to get here is not, and that's even under the best of circumstances, I would say. T&T is challenging. Getting your CDL is challenging, you know. So if you're coming out here, it's worth it. It really is. But don't expect it to be, you know, a vacation playtime getting here. It's a tough road. So anyway, moving on. I wanted to cover a couple things. Yesterday was a really fun day for me. Seemed like every YouTuber that I ever watched was floating through the millennium yesterday. I'm exaggerating, but I did get to meet two of my favorites from way back when I first started looking at Prime YouTube. Got to meet Big Jesse, and I got to meet Freight Skater. They were both very brief encounters. Both of them were kind of busy at the time. Big Jesse was about to pay for his meal, and Freight Skater was about to eat his meal when I met them. But they're both very gracious, and you know, just exchanged pleasantries. Told them I enjoy their channels, and they were both very gracious. So that was kind of a thrill. I went out to eat with Peruvian Trucker again. He's been in town for 2 nights, and we've been out both nights. The night before, I got to, you know, his trainer, Truck Money BG, joined us, and I think we forged a bit of a friendship here. And I think it's good to have people to turn to and lean on out there. A bit of camaraderie, and I think we all got along really great. It was really nice, so I enjoyed that. All right, last thing in this segment, and I don't know if I'll do like a full day with a bunch of segments on how today goes, or if I'll split it up. It kind of depends on how much I have to say. But I wanted to talk about the name of the truck. People have been asking me about that. I have had a name picked out for months now, and it's a meaningful name to me, and I'll explain. It's got kind of a dual purpose meaning. The name of my truck is Brass Tacks. Now, if you're familiar with the saying, getting down to brass tacks, it just means getting down to what's important, getting down to the basics. And for me, that's what this is all about. It's about taking care of my family that I love very much, and I want to make sure they have the best life and the best start in life, you know, as my kids approach adulthood, that I can possibly provide, you know. It's the basics. It's not, I'm not out here to get the boat. I'm not out here, you know, to acquire things, that kind of thing. I just want a better life for my family, and that's what getting down to the brass tacks means to me. Now, I wanted to incorporate the word brass because that's an acronym for my family, and I'll explain. I won't tell you my last name. I don't think I've ever mentioned it, so I'm going to try to keep that secret if I can. Have some kind of make the people that do identity theft make it a little hard for them. But my last initial is B, for, you know, brass, B. My wife's first name is Rexella, R. Ashley, A. Ashley's my oldest daughter. Savannah, S. My youngest daughter, and Scott. So Brass. So Brass Tacks is the name of the truck, and it's a very meaningful phrase to me. So I hope you guys like that, but it means something to me. So that's the name of the truck. So without further ado, I'm going to cut this segment short here, and like I said, I'll probably have some more segments attached to this, and we'll see how today goes. I don't even want to say it, but you know, you hear about the curse of the first load. I hope it's not a big curse. We'll see. For better or worse, I will try to fill you in on how it goes. All right, guys, be well. Hey guys, just the quickest of updates. I do have a load. I'm on it, although it's not going to be here for another 7 or 8 hours probably. So, which is nice because I've got everything on the truck, but it's not like put away, you know, the way I want it and that kind of thing. Give me a little time to get things straight. Plus, I want to play around with my Rand McNally, make sure I know what I'm doing on that. But anyway, I walked over here just to check at driver lineup, make sure I'm on this load, and that I'll be alerted when it comes in. So that's it. And I'll just turn the camera around. We are always on the lookout for nice little comfortable spots tucked away with the requisite that there's nobody around. And I'm right here at the pad. This is the practice pad, which is adjacent to inbound and outbound. So don't get me wrong, I love meeting people, I love talking with people, but just as much I love finding little quiet spots that are pleasant. So that's where I am for the moment. I'm getting my steps in. My truck is way over there by Millennium. This is basically the same walk I took in a few videos back from the Millennium to the plaza, which is what this is also called. So it's nice little, it's not miles and miles or anything, but it's a nice little walk. Get some calorie burn going. But I might be able to show you. Those of you that have watched most of my videos know that I had a little difficulty getting my CDL. And I'm trying to remember, let's see. I first failed over here, pad 1. Then back like right about where that trailer is, I think it's pad 8 or something like that. Failed then the pressure was on, and right on this one is where I actually passed. Again, I had a little difficulty with the alley dock. Third one I had the parallel, which I never had a problem with. I do very well in the parallel. So anyway, that's where I'm at right now. Gonna go back to bed for a little bit since it looks like I might be doing some night driving. Get the truck straightened out maybe a little bit more, and I'll be on the road. All right, chat with you soon. Be well, guys. Hello, I'm back. Yeah, I'm sitting outside of the terminal. I'm officially living on the truck. I had been told I got this load heading out to Wisconsin. Wouldn't be here till tonight. I kind of assumed that meant I'd be jumping in tonight and driving, and I still might. But it actually isn't due. The appointment time isn't till noon on Thursday, and it's not that long of a drive. It's in a truck with, you know, your normal stops. Looks like it's about maybe 10 hours, something like that, maybe a little less. But probably thinking I'm gonna be the sort of driver that wants to get there early and then, you know, wait if I have to, you know. So I think what I'm gonna do is, you know, get some good sleep, but probably head out here in like the wee hours of the morning. I've been thinking about kind of the hours when I'm able to choose my hours, what they would be. And certainly in these early weeks, as I'm, you know, kind of learning my own way in this world, my thought is that for me, I would love the shift to leave somewhere in the wee hours of the morning, like even like midnight to 3, something like that. You got some night driving, you get that second wind when the sun comes up, and it's also usually very beautiful depending on where you are in the country. And you're doing your 30-minute break in the morning, and you're done. You're parked by the afternoon. And for those of you that know trucking at all, know that that's when the parking spaces are open. So, and you usually have your choice, unless you're in, you know, busy parts of the country, you know, like I guess California and New Jersey, you know, places I've been there where there's never any parking anytime. So, but for most of the country, most people are solar power drivers. They park at night as soon as the sun starts going down, and most of them get up fairly early and get on the road in the morning. So a good time if you are wanting to practice your backing is to hit them during the day, you know. So that's kind of my thought on this. I'll probably leave like very early in the morning, 2 or 3 a.m. I've already done my pre-planning. I've been sitting here, eager beaver here. I've looked at my Rand McNally. I've looked at Trucker Path. I've found there's a Flying J just minutes away from the place. I've looked at, you know, through Trucker Path and looked at the Flying J. It's a place with lots and lots of parking, lots of pull-throughs. that'll be good. Although I do need to practice the alley duck. I want to get more practice in. So if I see some good openings there, I'll probably use that opportunity to practice. Even Google Earth the receiver, you know, so I kind of get an idea of where the entrances and exits. And this one has a staging area / overnight parking. I'm not going to use it for overnight, but anyway, yeah, I'm doing certainly my due diligence on this first one. I just want it to go smoothly. I'm real pleased with this run. It's not too, it goes through St. Louis. It's the only major city, and I've done that one many times. It's not so bad, and I'll be going through there at nighttime. So, yeah, not a bad deal at all for my first gig here. So I think I'll go ahead and cap this episode. I know I had said that I would make this part of my first load, but since it's such a delay, I'll put that on the next episode. Yeah, it's still exciting. I'm actually living on the truck now. I've gotten it, I've had this extra time, so I've gotten it pretty much straight the way I want it. There's some minutia type of, you know, putting away things, and I still have a lot of stuff that I bought that's still in the wrapper and that kind of thing. I need to, you know, it'll be a work in progress getting everything exactly the way I want. But for the most part, I'm good. Love the mattress. I took a little nap here. Didn't sleep well last night. I guess I was just excited about going on dispatch, and I slept a little bit, not the whole night by any stretch, and so I was ready for a nap this morning once I, you know, very eagerly got out of Campus Inn, moved onto the truck, and drove over here to the terminal. So I am living here, and the mattress sleeps great. So, all right, guys, I will probably catch you early hours. I'll start my next episode. No, gotta remember my shout outs. I got to meet POG Veteran. He's been a long time subscriber and comments on just about every video. Got to talk to him for quite a while yesterday. It's good to meet him. And I met Jason. Pulled me aside in gosh, my brain's not working. The cafeteria over at Campus Inn. I was about to leave, and I hear Scotty, and had a brief but very nice conversation. He was very complimentary of the channel, and yeah, good conversation. He's, I think, halfway through his TNT, enjoying it. He's having a good time with it. I think it's going well. So good for you, Jason. And I remember your name. I kind of laughed. You know, it's kind of I guess that's going to be my running joke. I always make sure, you know, when I meet people, I ask them their name at the beginning, and I ask it at the end, even if I think I know it. It's just kind of so it can kind of glue it into my brain a little bit. I joked about that, you know, on the way out, like Jason, right, just so it sticks. So anyway, I wish I could say that'll probably get better, but at my age, probably get worse. But do the best I can, and I'm always happy to hear from you guys. So, all right, babbling enough. You guys have a good one. I hope everyone is well, and see you soon.